Welcome everyone to Author Spotlight. I am joined by Shaan Caskey, author of Daddy Needs to Sleep Today. So I just wanted to say that this is a gorgeous little book. Not so little, but it is beautiful, and I love the fact that it's so personal. It's written about you, for your daughter. Can you tell me a little bit about why you decided to write this book?
Yeah, like you just touched on it. It was something that was discussed a long time ago, purely from the lack of sort of anything else like it in the concussion/head injury world, so to speak. But then once we had our little girl, and as she got older, and the days that she couldn't play with me because I was needing to recharge and whatnot, it sort of became a case of having to. So it was okay, I guess, when Jessica knew that I wasn't right in the morning, and so she could sort of intercept Willow before she got to me and explain that Dad needs to sleep today. And obviously, the questions got more and more regular and intense, I guess, to Jessica of why can't I go and play with him and whatnot. But yeah, it certainly became a case of having to write it one day when she actually saw me crash. We call them crash days, where I lose control of my brain pretty much, and I have to sleep for a good day or two to recharge. And she saw this happen, and I was like, right, this is the sort of kick up the bum I need to write it, not only for her but other children who have parents that need to sleep for whatever reason, and can't quite play with them the same. And the hardest thing to do is explain it to children, isn't it? So I wanted to have something to answer their questions.
Yeah, it's amazing, because this is the perfect way to explain it to a child. It's something like, I think if you try to explain it just verbally, it's not going to quite sink in. The questions will keep coming, like you were saying. And to have it on paper with images as something that's fun to learn, they'll retain it so much more. So that's a really good idea.
Yeah. I mean, that was the loose plan, and I think it's a bit of a fluke how it's all come out, but we're so happy with how it has turned out. So
of course, awesome. Just so that I have a little bit of a some more information about it, because I don't really know anything about this. Can you tell me what it's like to live with a traumatic brain injury, if you don't mind?
Yeah, it's very hard to explain, I guess. For the older audience, I guess the easiest way to explain it is like being drunk and hungover at the same time. Every day is different. Every day I can wake up with just a different energy level, I guess. So once that energy's used up for that day, it's very hard to sort of function properly, retain information, concentrate. You just can't keep pushing, I guess. And that, like I said, it's different on a day-to-day basis. I liken it to plugging your cell phone in at night. You can plug it in while you sleep every night for 8 hours, but you imagine some mornings waking up and the battery's still on 1 or something. Like how frustrating that would be. So that's there's a lot of planning going into how your days are going to go, but then you also have to be prepared for it being a bit out of your control, I guess. So I certainly make the most of the moments where I'm like this, and just recharge when I have to. So
that makes a lot of sense. I really like those analogies, because I think that a lot of people can at least have a good insight now. We've all experienced those little bits of the phone charging or the part as well. So I think that is a really good explanation. Thank you for that.
No worries.
Not a problem. Okay, so your writing style, I noticed when I was reading it, was really lovely. Was there a particular book or author that you took inspiration from?
Not really, and this might be offensive to a lot of proper authors, I guess. That there wasn't, like, obviously we read a lot to Willow. We read to her while she was in the womb, and to have carried that on, and she's got a huge love of books. So yeah, I've read countless children's books. All I really knew going into it is that I had the story to tell. I had the answers that I wanted to get out there, and I just knew I wanted it to rhyme, because that seems to be, the easiest way of remembering for children as well. If it rhymes and it looks pretty, then it sort of sinks in a bit better. So yeah, again, how it's turned out is, I have to be honest and say, it is a bit of a fluke. I wrote it all out, and I shifted a few things around, but yeah, it wasn't a great big planned thing. That's for sure.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. I love that. It's like it just flowed naturally and you never look back. Really good.
Yeah.
Cool.
It took me about an hour to write, which again probably sounds quite bad. I added some things after, but my wife tells everybody she was watching me do it, and she could see how focused and in the zone I was and how busy I was. And by the end of it, she could see that I was just gone, and I slept for 2 days after. I'd put all my energy into getting the words down, and so yeah.
Amazing. That's really cool. Do you have any plans to write another book after this one then?
Very loose plans. Like I said, this one was, it wasn't planned at all really, and it just, because it's so personal, I guess it managed to come together naturally, organically, I guess. I've sort of got plans of writing. We lost our firstborn child, so I'd quite like to do something along those lines, but it's kind of a grey area where it's quite a serious thing versus explaining to children. So I think there'll be a lot more planning involved in that one once I'm ready to do it. So I just need to work out how I'm going to tackle that one, but I'd quite like to do something, because again, it's personal to us, but it's another thing that not many people talk about, and the resource could be good.
Oh, definitely. I completely agree with that. I think that, you're right. Not many people talk about this because it is very serious and very personal. I think being able to put it into a book and make it, I don't know, more relatable, or just more, I don't know if comforting is the right word, but just more accessible to people is
even like this one is, even if it creates more discussion around the subject. We unfortunately we live in good old New Zealand, where the she'll be right attitude is still prevalent, I guess. So the more discussion had about things, you don't exactly need acceptance from people, but just more understanding it can only be a good thing, right? So and especially the kids, the future, if they're more understanding and they've got more information, then it can only be good for everybody, I think. So
of course, I love that idea. I really hope that you do pursue that, because I think it would be an incredible asset to the literature of New Zealand.
I'll get on to that then.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. You mentioned before that you do a lot of reading with Willow, your daughter. What other activities do you like to do with her when you're feeling more energetic and less foggy, I guess?
That's just anything. Obviously, the days that I can't with her, it's quite hard on me. It's hard on Jessica and the people around me as well, because they have to put extra work into what they're doing for that day. But just anything, we're outside in the sun playing on the swings, or chasing each other around dressed as princesses, or whatever. I'm just I really try and make the most of when I've got the energy to put in, and I know that that day's going to come where I can't. So yeah, it's just about making the most of every moment, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, that must be like so amazing for her to have all these memories too. Just yeah, so important. I love that. That's great. Anything and everything. Quality time is key.
She'll tell you that Dad's a big idiot, but it's yeah.
All dads are supposed to be. It's fine.
That's good.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, awesome. So I do want to know, like, do you have any advice for people who are living with a traumatic brain injury? Maybe they've just been diagnosed or something's happened to them and they're struggling to, I guess, find a rhythm or routine. Do you have any advice to give them?
Yeah, that's a very tricky question. I would say because they're all different. They're all so different as well. It's not like a broken arm or a leg where someone can say, right, you're in a cast for 6 weeks and then everything's okay. It's yeah, every head injury is so different, and some of the bigger ones cannot give you the ongoing symptoms as something that seems so little. But my only, I guess, advice would be acceptance. Truly accepting that something's wrong and that you need to change the way you approach life from that point. I can say from personal experience, I don't know if it's because I'm a male or just, yeah, I spent a lot of months, probably years, telling people I was fine and trying to do things the normal way, the how I would in the past, and it just didn't work. Yeah, telling people you're fine and pushing through it, and that, yeah, you're not helping yourself get better. Yeah, so acceptance would be my only advice. Truly accepting that your life has changed now, and then you can start planning going forward. So yeah.
Wow, actually, I love that. It's very true. I think that you can't really move forward or progress with anything if you are in denial. So yeah, acceptance. Acceptance is
and it's a very hard thing to do because I spent a lot of time, like I said, trying to be the old me and just going around in circles, spinning tires, whatever, however you want to put it. But yeah, you're not going to truly progress into your new life without truly accepting that, something has changed from that point. So yeah.
Oh, fantastic advice. Thank you for that. My last question is, so do you have a preferred book genre that you like to read at all? Like, does that ever come?
Not really, or especially not now. I find it very difficult to read now. It's hard to concentrate and it's very hard to retain. Obviously, I think a lot of people fall asleep reading, right? And they have to go back a couple of pages to remember where they're up to. But I sort of have to go back like 10 or so pages and it almost seems new to me again. I've started rereading The Power of One that I read when I was a teenager, and I just really struggle. It's a real hard slog. So yeah, it's one of those things. But yeah, I used to read a lot of Bryce Courtney books, and I could read those sort of books in a day or two back prior. So yeah.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Sorry, it doesn't really answer the question, but
no, but I mean, it gives a good picture, I think, as well. Anyway, of like what it is that you're dealing with, and also how amazing it is that you've written a book, and brought it to the world. Like you self-published it, and it's fantastic, and it's informative, and it's a gem. So if anything, it just shows how amazing your writing is, and that you do need to continue.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'll write it in my diary. Yeah.
Yes, please do. Please do.
Few ladies around us, the part of the stillborn group, that would probably be very happy if they've given me a few nudges, so I'll have to start, really.
Exactly. That's what everyone always says, is you just have to start. So just start, I guess.
Yeah.
Easier said than done, but I mean, yeah, start somewhere.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
it's a balancing act, isn't it? So
Oh, it really is. I wouldn't know how to begin, to be honest. Like, it's amazing that you're doing this. I wish I could do it a bit more, but yeah, that's why we thank you to do it.
yeah.
Okay, well, it's been fantastic talking with you today, Shaan. Thank you so much for all of your insight and for letting me ask some probably intrusive questions. So thank you so much for being such a good sport. And yeah, can't wait to see the next book.
Yeah. Well, yeah, hopefully I can get onto it, and hopefully it's not too long till you get to see it. So yeah,
can't
but
wait.
for now, hopefully yeah, we can get more discussion and more books of Daddy Needs to Sleep Today out there. So yeah.
Yes, fantastic. All right, well, thank you so much for your time and have a lovely rest of your day.
Yeah, you too. Thank you so much.